STN Racing proudly presents the 1998 Alabama 500K from Talladega Superspeedway, virtual Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. Glad to have you along for the ride, everybody, here from Talladega. Jacob Pitts, Benjamin Easterday here with you for the call. Zach Johnson, our producer, as always, here on STN. And the 87 cars here at this racetrack, thrown back to the 1998 paint schemes, should be a lot of fun. Going to recognize a lot of paint schemes. Might recognize some of the names in the field. And Ben, this is going to be one wild race.
Yes, it is. It's all going to determine on how they go in on the first lap in turn 3. I think that will be telling us the outlook of how this race is going to go, whether they're going to get loose or whether they're going to be able to stick it. And that'll tell us if we're going to be going green the rest of the way or if we're going to have a bunch of yellow flags today.
These cars do have a couple of adjustments made to them. Horsepower knocked down just a little bit, so they're a little bit slower. They're not as fast as they normally are. A little bit of a restrictor plate on them, if you will, a little more, if you understand. The amount of fuel that these cars can handle has been cut down to about 65%. Our fuel window looks to be around 25 laps or so. 117 laps is the distance, with 500 kilometers around this racetrack. We'll have to see what happens, really. I mean, going off of practice, we're going to see a lot of laps behind the pace car, but if they're able to keep it clean, I think we're in for a good show here, Ben.
Yeah, it all depends on how the tire fall off is. From what I'm hearing, it's pretty severe. So the longer they go throughout the race, the looser and looser these cars will get, and it'll just determine on how close they are to saving it. Because another thing they have to look for is how close the car behind them is going to be. Because if they're right on the rear end, it's going to cause the car in front of them to lose grip and try to spin on them.
Let's run through our starting grid for today's race from Talladega. Looks like we're going to do an additional pace lap here as well, so we'll have plenty of time to run through the order. It's Kyle Hendricks in the Bobby Labonte-inspired 18 machine on pole with Brandon Howe on the outside. Brennan McGee starts third with Ryan Carwile on the outside in row number 2. Nick Terbuck in 5th. Nicholas Ducett in 5th. In 7th, Sean Pellig. And then in 8th, Logan Helton. In 9th, Andy Tripiano, and then 10th, rounding out row number 5 in the 9 car, Dylan Roberts. In 11th, Alex Bates in the 8 with Ryan Williams in 12th. Jeffrey McClintock in 13th in that 81 Kenny Wallace machine, and then 24th, Tristan Higgins Stein in the 98. 15th, the 75 of Christian Budd, then Justin Malillo on the outside. Then in 17th, Blake Reynolds with William Boisvert up top. 19th, Brandon Cruz Monsivais, and then Matt Babel rounds out the top 20. The 21, Ryan Nalraki, then Justin Roden in 22nd, Blake Neer in 23rd, and Andrew Farinars in 24th, who is not on the racetrack apparently. Connor Horn is in 25th, then Brandon McKissick 26th, Blade Witt 27th, Ryan Ducett 28th, Jose Salas Jr. in 29th, Aaron Smith's the 2nd in 30th. Tyler Head 31st. Gabriel Mauricio in 32nd. Parker Alexander 33rd. Josh Burnett 34th. Connor Babel 35th. Philip Snipes 36th. Evan Mellinson in 37th. And Ken Huff in the 96th rounds out the field. And it doesn't look like he's on the... Okay, he is on the racetrack, as is Fayanars. iRacing just doesn't seem to like me today. Pulling a couple of cars off the track that are actually there. Track temp right now, 131 degrees. It is hot at Talladega. In game time, right around 12:30. The sun is at 2 times speed to kind of accelerate us through the night, but this racetrack still very, very slick for these drivers.
Yeah, and with that temperature, that is not going to help anything. The higher the temperature, the looser the car is going to be. But this field has a lot of beautiful throwbacks. We got Bobby Labonte there. We got the 94 McDonald's car. It's just Dale Earnhardt. We got a lot of great-looking cars out there, and I'm excited.
I'm curious, what's your favorite out of all of them that are here?
My favorite's always Jeff Gordon, but strangely, when I was a kid, that Kenny Wallace car of the 81 The Square D, that's always been my favorite for some reason. I just always like the look of that car.
Looking through the field, I gotta be honest, that 6 of a Blade Wit, the Mark Martin Valvoline car. I know it's got the funky looking 6 on it. Still, that's probably got to be one of the top cars in the field for me. And the 77, Ryan Ducett. I don't think I saw this scheme at all during practice. Must have just snuck in. That Jasper machine, I like it. I got to be honest. It's better than the yellow machine that they ran in the early 2000s. The blue, the white, or the blue, the yellow, the red, all really comes together quite nicely on that 77.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old Papyrus games where it had the Jasper setting. That Jasper actually worked with Papyrus to be able to get the settings right on the game. So that's one of the famous cars. Even though it was a mid-pack, the rear-end pack car, it's a car that I always remembered.
Yeah, the only time I remember the 77 be out on the racetrack was the bad crash at Darlington in 2001, and then Dave Blaney being the fastest car on the racetrack at Darlington in 2003 when Craven and Kurt Busch squared off. That's about all I remember of that 77.
All right, looks like we're exiting turn 4.
Pace car pulls to the inside. He's on the flat. You are able to pass underneath the yellow line. It is legal, so we may see drivers take advantage of the apron. Hopefully not on the very first lap to get an advantage, but we'll have to wait and see. We may see some guys pull off and fall to the back on the back straightaway. Just gotta wait and see. It's Kyle Hendricks and Brandon Howe bringing us down to the green flag. And here we go. Green flag's in the air. The Alabama 500 is underway.
We immediately start seeing cars going 3 wide. Looks like some cars got a slow start, whether they start in first gear or not. But so far, so good. They're still 2x2 up front.
91 pulls in line in third spot, so Brandon Howe will fall to third, and I see the entire field's doing a nice, happy little dance for us there. That was fun. Down the back straightaway, here comes Brendan McGee on the outside. The 91 going to give him some help, looking for the lead as everybody gets up to speed, and the 94 is clear out in front.
Got a nice shove from Brendan Howe there, and let's see. So far, so good. Turn 3, everyone kept it straight. I think we got a good race going on.
Here comes that 13, Ryan Carwile running the Jerry Nadeau throwback scheme in that 13 car. Up on the high side with, of course, the black Intimidator number 3, Nick Ducett driving that scheme. He goes to the bottom. Now the 18 back up to the high side. Brennan McGee leads lap number 1.
Yeah, he's still getting a good push from Howe, as the outside seems to be falling back with that Dolphins-inspired number 13. We got Helton going down, making it 3 wide on the Dick Trickle scheme.
That 90 scheme out up in the top 10 here, fighting for a top 5, as well as the 43 Tripiano, the throwback to John Andretti and that 43 Petty Enterprises machine.
Looking farther back, it looks like they're separating into 2 separate packs. We have a front pack, and then around 20th position, we got a second pack forming. So it's looking like the old 90s cars again. We got 2 packs. Ooh, as the Jamie Spencer car hit the wall, Justin Roden.
Yeah, he got a little too high, and that's going to cost him a lot. These guys do have 1 faster pair. Not sure you want to use it that early, though. It's only lap number 3, as I think everybody's still rolling pretty good, and now we're starting to get single file, really starting to look like the 90s. The top 5 all single file, the Bobby Labonte car hanging around, trying to bridge the gap between the top 5 and then that Dick Trickle machine, the 90. As they're all side by side behind that 90 scheme with the 30 of Terrabuck on the high side, Tripiano on the inside.
Yeah, 2x2 behind there. We're starting to see exit. It's starting to get really, really tight. And what can happen is the bottom lane just can't hold that bottom groove, and they'll slide up on exits. So we'll see if that tries to generate a caution here. but so far so good. It's got single wide up to the top 10, and then behind them 2x2x2.
Yeah, and here comes Dick Trickle now. Well, not Dick Trickle. Darn it, I knew I was going to do it. There you go. But we're living for now as here comes the 3. Ducett, Nick Ducett to the inside looking for the race lead on Brennan McGee.
They're side by side, not really anywhere to go. It's going to be on the car behind them to be able to give them a shove. Try to tandem. Ooh, as the one car almost got into the wall there behind the 94.
It's the 91, Brandon Howe. Definitely got a little too close for comfort as here comes Ducett on the inside. Almost has the run. We'll see if McGee gets a good run off corner exit. Here comes the one of Logan Helton. He's going to make it 3 wide for the lead. 13 is going to go with him, and the 3 is all hung in the middle.
3 is by himself, but that was a great move by the Steve Park looking car. Ooh, bounced off of the 90 there.
Oh, and the one's going to slide up the racetrack right in front of the 94. Gets a little loose. They hang on for now, but this is a snarling pack. Look at this. 3 wide, about 4 or 5 rows deep as the one goes to make a block on the 94. Here comes the Bobby Labonte machine. They're going to go 4 wide for second, turn 3.
There they go.
Ball 33 around, and the 40. Multiple cars involved. The 6 gets a piece of it. Still crashing. The 24, 75, all pile in turn 3, and the caution's out.
Ryan Williams did some barrels there in that 40 quarters car. Looked like he had tried to save it a couple times, and then hit the wall at an angle, and it made him flip.
4 wide for second on lap 6.
You should get like
no blowovers though.
Well, they got lucky that everybody was on the brakes. Problem was is they were still piling in even though they were on the brakes. The 96 in the back of the field, he got sideways on the brakes, trying to avoid everybody. The 24 was really slow. He piled right in. The 6 looks like the 88 barely makes it by. The 88 of Matt Babel. Whew. And looking at the replay here, there you see the 40. He's going to wind up on his top here in a moment. Just can't avoid the 94. Up into the wall and over. Only did 1 flip. His car still sits on pit road as the pace car picks up Logan Helton, the race leader. That 33 almost had it saved. Then the 94 came back down the racetrack and all hell broke loose. There you see 24. Watch the 88. Whoop! Right through it. Made a little bit of contact with the 24, but was able to keep on going. Pits are open, and we have a lot of people coming, but a few people staying out. The 18 is going to stay out, and I think he's going to be one of the few that stay out here.
Yeah, and even though we ran just 7 laps, the tires are going to be fairly used. So we're probably going to see a restart if he spins the tires, or once we hit turn 3, turn 4, he might shoot up against the wall and get past fairly easy. But we'll see how this restart goes. I like the tire strategy.
Yeah, staying out, it's Kyle Hendricks' party of 1. And then after that, Jeffrey McClintock is going to come out in second. I think he only took 2 tires. Same with Philip Snipes. He's going to wind up 3rd. Ken Huff 4th. Ducett took 4 tires. He comes out in 5th. Justin Rowden, he comes out 6th. I think he took 2 tires. Everybody else, I believe, took 4. So a lot of strategy early on. And again, it's lap 8 of 117. We've got a long way to go.
Yeah, and unlimited tires as well. I would think if you go in the pits, you would want to take those 4 tires, but sometimes strategy plays a part here. If you take 2 tires, that's about 10 seconds off your pit time. So you gain a lot of positions doing that.
But you're going to be feeling it.
Yes, you are.
You're going to be feeling those 2 tires.
Got that beautiful Mark Martin scheme coming off pit road with those red wheels.
Looking at who's left, looks like everybody is still running after that accident. Even the 40, who I think he may have used his fast repair, and he may just decide to chill out back for the rest of this one, as he is on the racetrack right now, in the 16th position.
Seeing a lot of cars on the apron. It looks like they're trying to save as much fuel as possible, or they're going to come in again. They're going to top off that fuel, it looks like.
Maybe trying to play the fuel strategy game again. These guys can only make it about 25 laps on fuel, and that's a lot of pit stops here. Maybe they're worried that after that wreck, we're going to stay green for a little while and would rather make it a little bit farther before they have to make a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, but I would think after that wreck, that would tell them, hey, I don't know if we're going to be able to last more than 10 laps before getting cautions, especially with how loose these cars are going to be getting. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, we saw everybody kind of string out in the first 4 laps of that run, and then by lap 5, everybody accordion together, and that's when we saw that 3 wide and 4 wide racing. I don't know if we're going to see everybody accordion together as much here later on, just because, well, now they know that maybe we can't get away with running 4 wide like that.
Yeah, it all depends on how smart the front cars want to play it, whether they want to stay single file and spread out the field, or if they want to get racing, and then that's what calls the accordion. They got side by side. There's side draft in this thing, as well as if you're side by side entering the quarter, the inside has to slow down a lot to be able to make the entry speed. So that can accordion the field as well, and then once you do that, the whole field is caught back up, and you're 3 by 3.
Lights are out on the pace car, as we are doing single file restarts, except for any lap cars. They would come up to the inside. I don't think we have anybody 1 lap down at this point. I lie, we do. It's the 33 Bovair, but I think he's going to start at the tail of the field instead of on the inside, since he was still on pit road. That 33, throw him back to the Skull Bandit, Kenny Schrader machine.
Trying to save that fast repair for the future.
Yeah, not a bad idea, as he definitely didn't use it. Still a decent amount of damage on that 33 car, as the pace car is on the apron and getting ready to come onto pit road, and the field is about ready to get back to work. It's Kyle Hendricks, who stayed out. Then Nick Ducett, who's on 4 fresh tires. Everybody else pretty much on 4 tires. From Ducett on back, the people that took 2 tires, well, they decided to come back in again. Hendricks, Ducett, Helton, Carwile, Mauricio lead us down to the green flag. Here we go, green flag. We're back to racing at Talladega.
Single wide so far, and there they go. They start spreading out 2 by 2. We got a couple slow cars that drop to the bottom because they have damage still. They're going to be going really slow. They're just trying to save that fast repair. As up front, we got the Bobby Bonnie scheme. We got Steve Park, and we got Dale Earnhardt.
Here comes Helton. He's hungry. He wants that lead back. He was leading when the caution came out. He's going to take it right back on the back straightaway with help from Carwile. Logan Helton back to the front.
Just a reminder, Kyle Hendricks is on old tires. So far, so good, hanging in there. But once we get a couple laps in, once these cars are at full song, I think he's going to be dropping back.
Here comes Carl looking to the outside. Plus, you've got the Ricky Rudd lookalike machine and Mauricio down on the bottom, with help from the 97 of Jose Salas Jr. and Blake Neer in the 99. You've got the Andretti lookalike of Tropiano on the high side, the Dick Trickle machine of Sean Pelling.
They're side by side looking to make it 3 wide. No, not yet. But they're thinking about it up front. 2 by 2.
And Carwile Hendricks, they're going to be clear here on the inside. 2 by 2, third on back. Tropiano on the high side, Helton on the inside. And Carwile bringing a good run for that 13 car out in front.
Back in the day, it was a mid-tier car owned by Marino, That's why it looks like a Dolphins car with the number 13 on it. Now up front, leading as we got the Bobby Labonte scheme of Kyle Hendricks coming back up to the front with those old tires. Maybe I'm wrong.
And here comes the 43, peeking up the middle with that 13, thinks better of it. Instead, it's the Earnhardt car that's going to pull to the middle. The 97 and 35 jump onto the flat, and here comes Helton back to the lead from the middle line. That's going to shuffle then 13 up out of the groove.
13 of Ryan Carwile has no help. He's going to be dropping like a rock as we are 2x2 up front. Looks like the Steve Park car of Logan Helton's going to take the lead. And it's going to lead this lap.
You can see how out of control these guys are. Here comes the 43, Tripiano to the back bumper. He's got to run. He'll stay on the high side as the one goes back down low. See if he can get to his outside here off of turn 2. He's going to try to, and it looks like he will.
Here comes Kyle Hendricks again. As Logan Helton is all by himself, it's time for him to drop like a rock.
Stuck in the middle. Now the 3 car gets shuffled down the line. New leader, Andy Tripiano. And now Peleg fighting for second on the outside line in the 90 car.
Yeah, the 3 car of Ducett got really loose on exit there, and that just made him lose a lot of positions there. But we got a good race. They're 4 wide. They're 4 wide.
4 wide for the lead on lap 13. This isn't going to work, or is it? Whew. Peleg about chopped the nose off of that 43 car. That was close. And they're still 3 wide. Now the 90 stuck in the middle without any help, and he's probably going to fall back a couple spots.
Now here's the accordion. They raced really hard up front, and that's causing all these cars to start catching up. We're starting to have 3x3 again. And I think we might be looking for a wreck here in about a couple laps.
Yeah, this is pretty much what caused that first wreck. Everybody got bunched together and had nowhere to go, and pandemonium ensued. We'll see what happens this time around as lap 15 right now is Logan Helton still fighting on the high side for the lead. The 18 down low, Kyle Hendricks. As it's 2x2 pretty much throughout the top 10.
Yeah, they're all pretty tight up to P27. And it looks
there
like...
goes the 90. He's going to pull to the flat and say, all right, you guys have your fun. I'll stay at the back and keep my car clean.
Might be a smart move. Though he's going to have to drop back a little bit further to be in the safe zone.
But you don't want to drop too far back and lose the pack.
But yeah, they're really starting to tighten it up front. But so far, Logan Helton's leading it.
And here comes the 99. Blake Neer in that 99. The Jeff Burton Exide machine. Unfortunately, no foil numbers on that car, but that thing is a rocket off turn 2 with the 22 of Blake Reynolds right behind him.
The Burtons working together.
Helton stays back out in front. He's kind of hung in the middle, trying to block the outside. Now he's got nowhere to go, and he's going to fall back.
Ooh, tried to make it 4 wide there again. 22 blocked the run.
Neer's going to lead that lap. He'll come down to the bottom. 22 will come down to the middle. That'll kind of leave the 13 of Carwile all by his lonesome, but he's got room in the middle line if he wants it off of 2.
They're back 2x2. Behind them, around P10, we got 3x3. It's starting to tighten up.
Putting on one heck of a show for us, though. No doubt about that. Got one car on pit road. It's Brandon Howe in the 91. So not looking good for him. He was up towards the front early, got involved in that accident, and now he's on pit road again. Gonna be a lap down.
Ooh, the lower line is starting to hit the apron. You don't want to do that. That'll slow down your line. more than it already is trying to enter the corner. And on top
Get you out of shape.
Yeah, on top of that, you're going to get real loose. You have to be careful. Oh, and there!
For the lead! Around goes the 22! 24 up in the air! Big crash in turn 3! Caution!
I think that was started by the Steve Park looking car of Logan Helton. We'll have to look at the replay, but that was
parking lot.
A big one.
Lap 18, and the leaders wad him up, and it's the big wreck in turn 3, and I think the one just got a little too aggressive going for the lead this early on.
Watch this replay.
He goes to the middle and just gets in the left rear corner of that 22.
Yeah, he had the speed and was trying to put it under him, but you just can't do that with these cars. You can't turn that fast. It's not like the modern cup cars where you can just go anywhere you want to. With these cars, it's pretty steady, and he just went full throttle into the 22.
And the 22 almost had the same problem is that the 1 had to check up so much that the middle line was clogged. 24 had nowhere to go. The 6, the 10, the 9, the 40 again. Another one for him. Looks like the 3 and the 77 hit the grass and made it through. Same with the 81 and the 88. 21, 23, 44, not so lucky. 33 got the 44 way after the crash. The Joe Nemechek 42 car smoking on the bottom.
All right, looks like they're going to pit road now, getting some freshies.
Yeah, no limit on tires, and nobody is staying out this time around. I checked that. As soon as I say it, the 81 of McClintock's going to stay out, and he will be your race leader here.
From what I can see, looking at chat, it looks like a Logan Helton was removed from the server. It looks like he's been disqualified.
Yeah. So the one machine being parked for just being too aggressive early on. He's been making moves like that all afternoon long, and it's going to wind up with the one going to the garage a little bit early tonight.
I would like to know if that was because of the racing or if he was talking in chat there, because, I mean, he's been racing up front. He's been clean. I don't know if that was something that he should have been removed for if it was on the racing, but if he was saying something in chat, then I completely understand that. But, I mean...
Well, I heard him apologize over the radio for that, so I don't know. The 16, Ted Musgrave throwback of Aaron Smith II. He has parked the car. So I believe he's done for the night. Brandon Howe in the 91 gets the free pass. He'll get back on the lead lap, leaving the 33 still one lap down. We've got still a couple cars on pit road trying to beat out the pace car. Pace car's in turn 3.
Now, if we're able to,
looks like no Rocky.
I want to go back to that replay and see if we can get some onboards of the 3-car of Ducett, because he really did a good job of avoiding the big one by going into the grass.
Also, here and get on board with the 21 if we can. I don't know if that'll be possible for us to look at those two. No, Rocky in the 31, he fell out of the server. Here we go, on board with the 3. A little early down the back stretch.
You can just see from the driver's perspective just how close they're racing there. And then all of a sudden, smoke.
And then it all breaks loose, cranks it left, gets into the back of the 97 a little bit, slides it down into the flat. I'll take the 1X if it means avoiding all that chaos. Here's the 21 on board. He's up on the high side, a little further back. On the brakes, on the brakes, on the brakes. And... wow! Had it all the way. Ryan Rocky fell out of the session. He's going to be at least one lap down. He's back in now, that 31 Lowe's machine, which initially he wasn't supposed to drive, but he registered in the wrong type of car. So we threw him in that one since that one initially wasn't going to be able to make the grid. So he's going to be at the back. Only one car on the inside on this restart. It's going to be the 33. Everybody else is either out of the race or on pit road, it looks like. 40, Ryan Williams, he's parked the car. He is done for the night. So the only one that's left on track, one lap down, is the 33.
Yeah, we're starting single file. It's old rules, so we have the lap down cars starting on the inside lane, which is why that 33 car is there. But looking through the top 10, we got Kyle Hendricks, Blake Neer, Wayne Carwile. Who else do we have? Ryan Ducett. We have a lot of cars that I think are going to plan to make some big meaty moves on this start. Try to go from single wide to 3 wide.
I have to wait and see. This feels like a Moonhead event. We talked about it earlier. You just mentioned big meaty moves. That's one of his phrases that he constantly says. Of course, he's not watching this. He's at Martinsville watching the Cup race going on right now. But as we come back to the line, green flag, green flag, green flag. Here we go. Kyle Hendricks leads us off.
Looking back in the field, Matt Babel did not get a good start, and as he got a nice shove from Brennan McGee. We already got some cars trying to make it too wide. We got Ryan Carwile all by himself up high. Looks like he's going to get some help here from Andy Trippiano, as they're pretty spread out. We got some tandem drafting up front.
Yeah, this feels more like a drive to survive than the last couple of restarts have been, which has just been get to the front, get to the front, get to the front. This is a much different tone, and I think maybe the one being parked might have something to do with that.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. They're already through.
And remember, everybody pitted.
P10.
Everybody pitted, so everybody's pretty much on the same strategy. As look at this, 3 wide in the back. He just talked about it. Ducett, Tarabuck, Monsivais in the 35. It's a cluster back here.
Yeah, the 33 car's a lap down and slow, so everybody's just trying to get around them as fast as they can. As up front, it's going 2 by 2 by 2. Kyle Hendricks.
It's a distinct 2 packs. At this point, you got this lead pack, and then this second pack that's I pretty much call it the lead pack. Then there's this third pack from about 20th on back. It's Andrew Ferniarns that's leading it in the 41. That's a good bit behind the rest of the leaders as we're going 3 wide up front here again. Look out.
Ooh, as that Bobby Labonte car of Kyle Hendricks almost got into the 13 car there on the exit.
And here comes Trippiano on the inside with the 6 of Blade Witt. He was just involved in that last accident, and he's making a charge all the way up to second spot. Here comes that Earnhardt car as well, the 3, Newt Ducett. Up in the top 5 on the outside line.
We got some shoving going on in the bottom in the top lane. Up front, you kind of want to get that good push in the straightaway and then have them let off on exit to give you that good shove and good speed for the entrance. But you have to be careful because if you're too close to him on the turn, he'll get that front car loose and they'll spin around.
Yeah, pushing in the corner, never a good thing. And we've seen it time and time again at this racetrack and at Daytona. With bump drafting gone wrong, and a lot of times it's been in the corners, not as much on the straightaways.
Looking back in the field, looks like around P13 is the end of the front pack, and then they're one by one further back, trying to save their stuff, it looks like.
There goes Monsive to the inside for the lead, the 35, a 3-wide move.
Under Nick Ducett, let's see if he gets a good push from that 18 car. You got to be careful on the trial while you get really loose with the car behind you. Thankfully, they all made it good, getting good shove into entry of turn 1, and Ducett has taken the lead.
He's clear, the 18 on the high side, trying to get somewhere. Here comes the 13 sliding up the hill. He wants part of this outside line as well. Fourth on the top side now as Ducett out in front. Monsive on the inside with help from Tripiano.
Ducett doing a wonderful job there, getting it shoved. Got Kyle Hendricks, he's the one that's pushing, he's doing a great job there, making him keep the lead.
But Hendricks isn't one to stay in line. If he sees a hole, he's going to go for it. He's been very aggressive up here at the front since the drop of the green flag. He's clear to the inside if he wants it. They're both going to go to the bottom and one.
That just leaves Blake Witt with some space up top to work. Let's see if he gets a run here off the draft of the front two cars. See if he can get a run as they drop to the bottom going into 3. He'll try to stay up high.
Got help from that 13. We'll see if the 6 can lead the charge on the outside line. Got a little bit of damage. Not sure if he used his fast repair or not. Honestly, can't quite tell. I don't see any damage on the thing, but...
Ducett got tight there, lost the inside, and we got Kyle Hendricks again taking the lead from the bottom. Let's see if he can keep it.
18 said he didn't want to really take the spot, but he also didn't want to check up. That's why he's just held it there on the bottom. Here comes the 35. He's just going to drop out. Say, see you later.
Getting a little too much excitement up front. We're only on lap 29 out of 117, so we still got a long ways to go. And with how crazy it's starting to look up front, I don't blame him dropping back.
And here comes the 6, Blade Witt, now in second. With that outside line as the inside kind of took a little bit of a black eye there with the 35 dipping out of the way. And now the top 5 on the outside are all clear, and now things are going to split up. The 6 and the 18 stay on the high side. The 3 and the 13 drop down low. Now Ducett wants to slide back up to the high side. Problem is he's a little too slow, and that 6 is just going to run him over.
We almost had a pusher pushing the pusher there. Situation that could have caused a big one, but so far they've been still able to keep it clean. We got the leader in the 6, followed by Earnhardt car, Bobby Labonte, Dan Marino.
That 6 hanging tough on the outside, but here comes the 3 back on the inside. Ducett looks like he's going to lead this lap, and he will by about half a car length. That 6 and the 18 still holding strong on the high side.
That inside line is struggling to keep up speed. I think the high side, the later in the race, and later on these old tires are going to be getting the better runs coming into the exit of the turns, as well as being able to keep up that momentum, because the insides are starting to get loose on exit.
And it seems a little bit tamer up at the front, but still, I'm nervous watching these guys. I don't know how long they're going to make it last.
It only takes one small mistake from the inside lane as well as from the high side lane. The inside lane, if they cut the course too much, get on the apron, they'll get the car loose and have it come up the track. Where at the top, you're trying to shove the car in front of you to keep up that momentum on the exits, in which case you can wreck the car in front of you.
And the 3 is clear of Ducett. Carwile on the bottom, and oh boy, this is going to be something off the corner here. Yikes!
Yeah, the 3 car really pushed off the exit of turn 4 there. It's not something that he wanted to do, it's just where the car wanted to steer him. It looks like we got the 6 looking underneath him.
He'll try and do this again. Has a little bit of a gap between him and the 13 on the bottom. Everybody on the high side bunched together. We'll see if that has any impact here up off the corner. 3 with the better run up top.
Great racing so far.
It's better than a train.
The inside really got a good run there. So we got Blade Wit going to lead this lap.
And we got 2 Ducetts now at the front. Nick in the 3, Ryan in the 77. All behind Carwile and Witt.
If only they're in the Bobby Labonte and Terry Labonte car.
Well, unfortunately, I don't even think we don't have a 5 in the session. But could be the 99 and the 22. Caution. Back straight away. Alex Bates in the wall. And the caution flags out for the 3rd time tonight. He got turned. The last 2 cars on the grid. 31 of Ryan Nalraki hit the outside wall, bounced down into the 8, and he spins. The 31 is given an EOL for that contact. Well...
Well, unfortunately, precautions like that, you're going to have that where the rear end cars are fighting it out for last place to get together. I don't agree with that kind of caution, but with the great racing we were having up front, but can't ruin the race for the people in the back to possibly get involved in that and lose their chance to win the race, or at least get some top positions.
Well, they were closing in too on green flag pit stop, so I'm sure some of these guys were thankful that caution came out, just so they didn't have to try and slam on the brakes and make it to pit road in time.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm kind of disappointed that yellow went out, because I was really excited to see how these drivers were going to be able to handle taking green flag stops coming into the pit lane as fast as they can, as we got pit stops going on now under yellow.
We will still, I'm sure we're going to see them at some point, as everybody's coming to pit road. And I had to guess 4 tires, fuel, get me back out there, fix the damage if there's any. Even 2 tires at this point. I don't know about that. It's still a little early to be making calls like that.
Yeah, with as many laps as they did put on the tires at this point, they need to do four tires, fill it up with fuel. The only person I didn't see pit was a 33 car, which is getting their laps back.
'18, Kyle Hendricks wins the race off pit road. Then it's Carwile in the 13, Blade Witt in the 6, Nicholas Ducett in the 3, and Ferniar's in the 41. That Steve Grissom throwback. So, Kyle Hendricks, he took 2 tires. He did it earlier. He's done it again. We'll see if it works out for him. We're going to go side by side here from Talladega. Kyle Hendricks, your race leader in the Alabama 500. We're back in a moment. We're back here at Talladega for the Alabama 500K from Talladega, Alabama, with the 87 cars with 1998 paint schemes and 2021 drivers. We're making it work. We're on lap 37 of 117 under our third caution of the day. We had two big crashes earlier and then a single car spin, which brought out this most recent caution.
Yeah, and we're also going with the old school rules with the single file restart with the inside lane being lap cars. I don't see any lap cars so far, but I know we got about 4 of them. We got Ryan, Narwaki, Williams, Helton, and Smith, with Helton and Smith out of the race earlier.
And Williams. Narwaki, the only one on the a lap down, but since he caused the caution, gets an EOL, he does not get the free pass, so he remains 2 laps down. Everybody else on the lead lap as the field comes through 3 and 4. Single file restarts, and as you mentioned, Hendricks up on the high side. And this ought to be something. We'll see what happens. Pace cars on the flat. And we'll get to try this again here from Talladega. Maybe even get to a point where we get some green flag pit stops. You never know. Hendricks, Carwile, Witt, Ducett, Ferriar's out in front. And here we go. Green flag.
New tires, easier to get on that gas pedal, as we already got a couple cars trying to make some moves.
Here comes the 6, Blade Witt. He pulls up to the high side.
Blake Witt getting a good push from Ducett. And he is going to take the lead. Let's see if he drops down.
All the way. He's clear, and the 3 is almost clear down on the inside. In fact, he's going to try and make it stick. He will, and gets down in front of the 4 of Kyle Hendricks.
So far, so good, as Blade Witt is going to lead lap 38, as we're at lap 39 of 117.
Somebody's going to have to do the math for me, but I think that means we're under 80 laps to go, something like that.
Sure. We're in math.
For those of you that don't know, I can't do math to save my life. So that's where it comes from. It seems like if you're going to be good at broadcasting, you're going to have to be bad at something. And it seems like the common denominator is math is the thing that we're all bad at across the board. So it's Blade Witt out in front. There's a reason we bring in people like Larry McReynolds and Jeff Marconi, who are a lot smarter than the rest of us, to do the math for us. That's why. Here comes Blake Neer on the high side. That 99 scheme. He goes to the front. Blake Reynolds in second on that high side. The Burton brothers.
Blake Reynolds, the pro driver here in this field. See if he gives the X-side car a nice good shove in the straightaway, or if he tries to make it 3 wide. He's got the space underneath him. No, he's going to keep it single wide. Got a little loose there, lost some momentum, but he's still on the rear end of that 99 car.
Yeah, got a couple of Coke drivers in the field. The 77 as well of Ryan Ducett. He's one of the Coke drivers as well as Blake Reynolds. There's another one in here as well.
This Texaco car 35 made a really good move in the middle lane to catch back up, and he's now in P7. See if he can make some more moves, or he's going to stay in line. Nope, he is going to go 3 wide.
This is scary. Here we go.
22 cars trying to block it. Looks like it worked.
And the 36 of Snipes is going to fall back. The other Coke driver, of course, your race leader, Blade Witt, in the 6. So all of them have found their way up to the front at one point or another here this afternoon, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that we hear from them at the front.
I'm really liking what this Tabasco car is doing. He's looking. He's now getting a shove. We'll see if he continues to make it 3 wide here. Does look like he's doing that. 22 cars kind of cutting off his momentum.
He saw a hole, he kicked it open, but now he's got no help in the middle and he's going to fall back. Looks like he's going to go to the bottom as here comes the Jimmy Spencer car, Justin Rowden. He's coming up the middle as well as McClintock in the 81, the Kenny Wallace car.
Great battle up here for the top 12 positions. Then behind them, we got them falling out. Pretty much single wide, looks like, just trying to save their cars. Try to make it the rest of the race as the top front. They're starting to get a little closer to each other. Starting to make it interesting.
Starting to accordion back up together. It's kind of like a Newton's law of physics. When you stretch the entire field out, you got to bunch it back up together, and that's when we see kind of the eye of the storm and a lot of chaos derived from it.
Almost good as the vortex theory as we are starting to go 3 wide.
And you were talking about that 35. He's going to go 3 wide up the gut for the lead.
Let's see if we can get help from that Jimmy Spencer Winston car, as that X-side car of the 99 is left by himself. He's losing a lot of positions. He's starting to drop to the back of this pack. Oh, as the 35
bunching of contact there.
35 got a little wiggle there. He got too much of a shove, and it kind of dropped back that middle lane. But everybody saved it. So far, so good.
And here comes the 3 of Ducett back on the inside.
Tabasco's making it 3 wide, but he's got no help.
Here we go.
See if he can clear him. No.
Well, now he's going to pay the price and drop way back because nobody is looking to make a 3rd line right now.
Yeah, what he could have done is if he squeezed that middle line, there is a bit of side draft, so that would have slowed that middle line up a bit. Especially with how loose these cars are, it can actually make them move a bit, but it's a big risk of making them too loose and then ended up getting too loose and smashing into you. So probably a smart move in the long run, but if it was me, I would have hugged that middle lane, trying to slow them down a bit.
Still Ducett and Witt out in front. Then Rowden and Fardiars, that Steve Grissom throwback, the 4-1, the Kodiak machine.
Starting to get more new players here. Looks like we got the 98 of Tristan Hagelstein starting to make his move up to the front.
Black and red machine.
I believe that's a Circuit City car. No, it is not. It's a Thurn Apple Valley car.
I'm saying the Circuit City car, I believe, is the 8 of Bates, who's way back there, still with damage, 35 seconds behind the pack.
Pretty similar scheme.
Yep.
But completely different sponsor. So far, 2x2x2. Still have the Tabasco car looking 3 wide, trying to make moves, but really nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think everybody's just kind of hanging around.
Yeah, it looks like these cars are starting to slide now, the inside lane. We saw that Kodiak car slide up. I'm sure he didn't want to there, just got tight. Slid up to the high lane.
Well,
How did you catch that?
well, we're getting to that point where, you know, they're about halfway through the fuel run here. The 3 looking to the high side, just barely clear. Got the 13 with him. Here comes the 18 down on the bottom. 3 wide for second. And here comes the 3. Can't get to the lead.
Still got the 6 car Martin scheme out up front. See what Ducett can do. Looking up front, looks like we got 2 lap down cars starting to come into picture here. We'll see if they play any kind of role in breaking this pack up a bit.
Yeah, this ought to be something. They're asking them, where are you going to be? So we know where to go. It's the 31 and the 8, the 2 guys that caused the last caution.
Looks like the cars are going to go high. And so far the main pack is 2x2, so I don't think that we'll have too much trouble getting by these lap down cars.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. As long as nobody makes it 3 wide, it's further back. The 43 thought about it. Now gets back to 2 wide. And look at that. They made it.
So,
oh, man, that 41 got loose.
we got the Jimmy Spencer car of Justin making it 3 wide.
Up the middle.
Ooh, he almost slid up into the Kodiak car.
No grip. No bull on the hood of that car. No grip underneath the car. Let me tell you that much.
Tell you what, they wish they were racing for $1 million.
Instead, they're racing for, I think the winner gets $50. 50 laps complete here at Talladega. Let me check our rundown here. Winner does get $50. Third place to second place, $25 for third, 20 for fourth, 15 for fifth. Everybody else in the top 10 gets $10, and clean drivers get $10 each. I think I'm reading that right. Oh, the 18 had the lift. He's got it turned. Down goes the 18. 13 in the wall. Big crash in turn 4. Up and over the 13 goes almost. And 10, 12 cars crash in turn 4, and it's Calamity Corner once again. Got a little too close to the car in front of him, hit the brakes to stay off, and got hit by the 13 who couldn't anticipate it, and everybody else piled her on in. The 41 did some Tony Hawk stuff on top of the safer barrier up there. The 88, 77, 98, 30, 99, 36 drifted it through the grass and made it. 21 did not. The 2 did not make it through. 43 piled it in. The 35, the 81. Replay. Just nowhere to go. Track completely blocked.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that replay again from Kyle Hendricks' side. Looks like that was the cause around that part of the pack.
Yeah, he gets too close to the 3 and decides, all right, I'm going to back off so I don't kill him. He hits the brakes. I heard him say it on the radio. He hit the brakes, and the 13 just couldn't anticipate it. And around he went. Nowhere for anybody else to go.
Yeah, from what I can see, it looks like the Dale Earnhardt car got a little loose on entry, kind of slowed up a bit, which caused the 18 car of Kyle Hendricks to have to slow down, hit the brakes, and he hit the brakes a little too hard, which caused the car behind him to get into his rear end and cause a big one.
Watch the 4. He does a great job to miss this wreck. Unfortunately, the 94 tried to make the same path, and he couldn't quite do it. Got the 18 at the very end. This is going to be one heck of a ride with the 4 car of Tyler Head. Take a look at this. There they go. Crank it left. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hit the gas. And there you see the 94.
Man.
I mean, threading the needle to perfection. And that's going to put him up inside at 11th spot. And the 94 just tried the same path. He's a little further back from the 4. Different results. Sliding, gonna go to the wall. Misses the 99. Uh-oh. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, and with the recent update, you cannot drive through the grass anymore. It is an ice rink. So he wanted to turn right, but his car wasn't going to allow him to. And he just smashed into the side of the car.
It's Parker Alexander, who's now the race leader. I don't know if he missed his box or what, but he's out in front. I think he came onto pit road, but I don't think he actually stopped. Then it's Ducett in second, who actually came onto pit road and made a stop. He should be your race leader. I think Alexander missed his box and is going to have to come back in this time around.
We're on lap 53 going into lap 54 of 117. So far as we're about halfway through this race, what do you expect to see this last half? Who do you expect to win?
Oh, I think it's way too early on who we expect to win, just because there's still a lot of cars that need to wreck yet. The 41, the Steve Grissom machine, he's parked the car. He is done for the night. Don't think anybody else parked it from that wreck as more guys coming in to top it off. Alexander comes on to make his stop, so Ducett rounds out to the lead.
Yeah, it did look like Parker Alexander missed his pit stall the first time around.
Yep.
Kyle Hendricks was given an EOL penalty for, looks like, causing this caution. Toby Simpson.
Yeah, and where in the world did Ryan Nalraki go? He just... What? Okay, you may not have been able to see it live, but he flew past the pace car, hung a left, down way towards the inside wall in the front straightaway, parked it, towed to pit road, and is now disconnected from the server. Not sure what that's about. So now nobody is a lap down, still on the racetrack. Everybody a lap down is out of the race. Ducett and Hendricks, the two last cars on the grid, as we are half a lap away from green flag.
Yep, one to go, single file. We got Nicholas Ducett, Justin Roden, Blade Witt, Blake Reynolds. Rounding up your top 4.
And I know the 18 just got involved in that accident, but you were talking about guys to watch. If he can keep the car clean, him and the 6 have to be my 2 guys to keep an eye on here this early on. I know we're not halfway yet. We're getting close to it. But I think they've been the top of the field so far out at the front.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see the start of the race, see what that 18 can do, see how many cars he can pass, and see how long it takes him to get back up front.
Pace car pulls to the flat. Closing in on the halfway point here at Talladega. Nick Ducett out in front. Then it's Justin Roden, Blade Witt, Blake Reynolds, Gabriel Mauricio, your top 5. Jose Solis Jr., Christian Budd, Tyler Head, Matt Battle, and Brandon Monsave, your top 10. Here we go through the trioval. Ducett going to lead us down, and go figure, it's the Earnhardt car out in front of the plate track. Green flag.
Really clean start there, single file all the way back.
4 laps away from halfway.
As immediately Justin Roden gets a good push from that 6 car of Blade Witt, and they're going to be going around the outside.
No bull, new leader, Justin Roden, that Jimmy Spencer car. Spencer won at this racetrack way back in the day, 1994. I think.
Single file for the pretty much the entire field. We got Brendan McKissick dropping back in that Jeff Gordon schemed car. Wonder what happened to him. He is off the pace. Drop back from 12
McKissick
back to pretty much 27th.
Back up to speed. I think he just wanted to drop to the back and kind of ride around a bit. I don't think he's confident in everybody else up at the front for right now.
Yeah, and up front, starting to get tight again. Even though
Blade wet out in front.
Yep, even though it's single file for the top 5, it's starting to get real tight, and we're going to start having 2 to 3 wide racing not too long.
Sean Peleg in the 90, the Dick Trickle car, has fallen out of the server. So he's going to be a couple laps down. Was on the lead lap and fell out right at the caution, or right at the green flag. And Blake Reynolds leads that lap. Here comes Ducett back on the high side.
.22 did not get a good exit there and is immediately going to drop back. He's going to get a nice shove from 23 car, making it 3 wide with Remington 75 up high.
Yeah, it didn't get a lot of help up there in the middle.
Ducett tried to block that lower lane, but his car was saying no, pushed tight, went back up to that middle lane.
That 22 going to keep falling back. Here comes the 33 of William Bovair. He was a lap down for most of this race. He is inside the top 10 racing for the lead.
Looks like he might have taken a fast repair because that car is as clean as a whistle.
I think he might have been involved in one of those most recent crashes. 3 wide for the lead. And 23 a clear, routing back out in front. Oh, and the 33 commentator's curse. Just put it in the safer barrier in turn 3, and there goes all that progress. He'll drop back. Here comes the 97, Jose Salas Jr., with help from the 4, who barely made it through that last wreck, Tyler Head.
Here's Tabasco car.
Almost 4 wide. Here comes Montseve.
Montseve all by himself now, but he made a really good run to the front. He's real aggressive. He knows how to work the air and get the positions. I think we'll be seeing him fairly soon in a couple laps come back up from being by himself right now. As we got,
I think we're going to see some of these guys wind up on the hook here pretty soon, being wrecked. The way these guys are driving. This is making me nervous right now.
Yeah, the top cars are starting to get into shoving mode with the rear end car. Give them a shove to entry of turns, but we're going to get a little danger there with the front cars getting looser and looser. The older these tires get, the more the middle and high lane work better than the lower lane.
Here comes Ducett, help on the high side from Blake Reynolds, and that 23 hung in the middle.
He'll be back, and with greater numbers.
Yep. You got the Kenny Wallace car in the 81 up the middle. McClintock, he was involved in one of those big wrecks. He's up there at the front, same with the 88 of Battle.
23 making it 3 wide again. Ooh.
He's going to try and go all the way, maybe run over Blake Reynolds.
Blake is all by himself. He's going to be starting to fall back.
Yeah, he's going to get eaten alive by the rest of this pack. 3 comes up to block the 23. Ducett shutting the door on Roden. And now here comes Witt to the inside. 3's going to shut the door there. And now this pack really starting to accordion together.
Action starting to pick up as we're 3 wide behind the top 5. We got Tabasco. We got Chad Little in the 97 car of Jose Salas.
Oh way, did you see that 4 slide it up to the outside wall there in the tri-oval? Tyler had about spun the thing out, was loose, dirt tracking it all the way from the bottom to the top, trying to keep the 99 of Blake near behind him. Didn't quite work. He's still going to lose the spot, but that got scary for a moment.
Blake did a really good job as we got a pass under the apron.
It's 4 wide for the lead. 35 and the 23 all trying to get to the front at the same time, running over each other, trying to put the 6 in a box. They're going to do it, and my goodness, they're still not done.
I think that was our first pass under the yellow. Again, that is illegal. You are able to do that. And it almost worked out for that Tabasco car.
It's legal on the last lap and every other lap. Here comes Higgins, Stein in the 98. 23's going to shut the door on him in 1.
Looks like that 3 car is going to work with the leader, give him a nice shove into the entry, but that really got him loose, pushing up the track. Kind of lost some momentum there. See if Ducett can do anything with it.
I don't know. The 6 has a big run right behind him in Witt. Snipes is there as well in the 36. You've got the 23 still kicking around on the high side. Here comes Witt to the inside, looking for second, trying to get all the way to the front on his own, and he's going to do it. New leader.
Yeah, but he's got no help. He's going to be falling back after this exit. We got the Skittles.
He's got the 36 with him.
Going to go into the inside.
Stay in line, work together. No, he's going to go to the bottom. 3 wide.
4 wide.
Again for the lead. Just past halfway, and you'd think there were 5 to go.
Just past halfway, you'd think it was the last 5 laps to go.
Here comes the 4. Here comes the 18. Remember him? He's back up inside the top 10, looking for the top 5 in the middle.
So far, we have the top 20 all under a blanket.
And soon they're all going to be in the garage with damage down the backstretch again. Here comes the 36 with a run. Snipes on the bottom. Help from Blake Reynolds.
Got a nice shove there, but maybe too much of a shove. Is that 98? Tristan Hagestein. Looks like he's going to be put 3 wide, and he's going to be all by himself. Going to have to drop all the way back.
23 thought about helping him, but moved up a little too late. Side by side to the stripes, going to be the 6 leading that lap of Witt.
Continuing to lose positions.
Yeah, I think he's going to fall all the way to the back of this group. As here comes the 18 trying to go up the middle with no help, and he still might be able to pick a spot off. Here comes the 99 to help.
That got
bye-bye, Rowden.
That backstretch.
Rowden long gone. He's going to drop back there with a 98. Here comes Kyle Hendricks. Slips down on the flat. Oh, and look at Hendricks dirt tracking it. He's still going to lead the lap. Wow.
Not expected to be 3 right under him. He had to make a very quick decision on what he was going to do. It looked like it was probably for the best, but unfortunately he's going to be dropping to the back. He has no help unless this X-Side card wants to move up.
I still can't believe the fact that Hendricks didn't wad up the entire pack right there, because he should have. They're 3 wide, 3 rows deep for the lead meanwhile.
X-Side card's a little loose there on entry, and that's going to make him lose momentum. 22, Blake almost lost it there.
Oh, good save for Blake.
They're on old tires now.
Yeah, we're a little past halfway in the fuel run here. Peleg and the Dick Trickle car fell out again. They'll pit in about 10 laps. And I thought they were getting to lap traffic. They are not. Witt back out in front.
There's that Tabasco car again, pushing the 6. As we
And the
got
Earnhardt car still working around back there as well.
Yep.
New leader, Blake Neer. That outside line prevails.
Leading lap 69.
And here comes Hendricks. Back to the front. Only took him about 20 laps. And looks like the 35 is going to drop to the back. He had enough.
Probably a smart move.
Oh, Tyler Head right all over the back bumper of that 99.
Ooh, you can see
Hendricks on the high
tri-oval-
spot.
You can see on the tri-oval how loose the cars are starting to get. They're just right-hand driving it, trying to keep it straight on the tri-oval as they enter turn 1.
Turn right to go left.
Pretty much.
Oh, speaking of
wide.
right, 99. And here comes Head on the high side with help from the Earnhardt car and Ducett. See ya.
Hendricks split into the middle in that 18. Ooh, as the 4 car got a little bit too much of a push. Somehow kept it straight. That was good driving. But now his tires are going to be a lot warm. He not going to want to get a push here on the tri-oval.
Outside line stacked up. Here comes the 99.
Again, looks like we have some lap cars coming into picture. It's about 3 of them. This lead pack's going to want to go 2 by 2 in order to pass them on the low end.
And I think they're going to go high here, which doesn't spell good for the race leader, but it's perfectly fine for Blake Neer here in the 99, as they are going to go to the top, and hopefully everybody gets by without incident. And everybody survives for now. It's the 8, the 94, and the 42 all going a lap down.
Now's the time to make some moves. Got past the lap cars. Time to make it 3 wide. And that is exactly what the 23 car of Justin Roden is doing now. Taking it to the lead.
They're going to be pitting in 5 laps as the 18 kind of dirt tracking it. Here comes Blake Reynolds flying like a bat out of hell in the ends on the middle. Almost turns the 18, and Rowden remains out in front.
I think out of all these cars, the Excite car and the 4 car have the hot tires. You can just see them. They're the most sideways of all these other cars, but they're the ones that are pushing it the hardest.
Whew, goodness. How about that 77, Ryan Ducett? Where did he come from? Pushing his Coke teammate in the 6.
That's a good question. But he's up here.
Teammates
Right.
for Clint Boyer Racing on the eNASCAR side of things, and they're trying to get back up to the front.
Rear end of these cars starting to slide. Ooh, 18.
There goes the
Got
23.
wheel wobbles.
Woo! Oh, and the Earnhardt car did as well down on the bottom. He hangs on.
Got another lap car we're catching. Looks like he's going to be passing high.
That's Peleg in the Dick Trickle car. Multiple laps down because of falling out of the server. 16 laps down specifically, about to be 17 here. And we're probably going to see guys start to pit in the next 3 laps.
They're starting to single file out as a 22 car. Blake Reynolds really got tight there. Slid up against the wall.
He's going to get trapped. I just heard Blade Witt say he's not taking tires when he comes onto pit road. What?
I don't know if that's a smart move. These cars are really loose, and the exit of pit road is going to be really hard. You're going to lose so much momentum that it's not going to be worth not taking tires with how slow you have to go on the bank. On the banking.
He's trying to talk to his teammates, but he's talking to everybody, and I don't think he quite knows that. So, this is something here.
So far, pretty much single wide up front with Blake Reynolds all by himself. Still been able to keep it going.
Yeah, other than Reynolds up on the high side, everybody's sorting it out. 35 is coming to pit road. Nobody else is coming with him. Actually, the 96 is also going to come in with him.
Still single wide up front.
Leader coming in this time. So Blade Witt will pull it to pit road this time by.
Now this is where it's going to start getting exciting. We're going to have a lot of cars on old tires with cars that cannot brake. Try to enter pit lane.
He's coming in. Couple of others, 99, 23, 18, they're all coming in. So most of the pack staying out. Hopefully nobody speeds here.
So far, so good. Looks like everyone kept it straight, was able to do good there.
All right, people coming in here. Ducett, Babel, McGee, Higgins, Stein, they're all coming in. So it sounds like most, if not all, of the rest of the leaders are coming in this time by. Here we go. Everybody coming in except for the 13 and the 7. Look at the Earnhardt car go. Wow.
Hopefully he didn't get a speedy penalty with how fast he entered.
Was flying.
Slow down.
Connor Horn in the 7's your race leader with Carwile in second. Then it's Brandon Howe in the 91. Everybody that was lapped before, the 9, the 24, the 44, and the 91.
He just uses it.
And you see the 35 there who already pitted. 13 coming in this time, as is the 7. We'll have to keep our eye on who rounds back out in front. I don't think it's going to be Monseve just because he lost the draft.
7 car almost wrecked it there coming to pit road.
And how about this? The 6 did not take tires. He wasn't kidding. Looks like a lot of people only took fuel here. A lot of 13-second stops across the board.
We'll see if it's a smart move, but I'm still in the side of the 4 tires are worth getting off of the time that you're going to lose with not taking 8.
Monseve is one of them. He's back in 19th, very far back from the race leaders, which is the 2 Ducetts out in front, the 77 and the 3, just like before. And they're going to come through turns 1 and 2 and cycle back out in front. Ducett, Mauricio, your top 3. Then Witt, Roden, your top 5. Then Neer, Salas Jr., Tyler Head, and then it looks like it's going to be Kyle Hendricks. Possibly Snipes. That'll be your top 10. So everybody really strung out now with about 38 laps to go. Coming to 37 to go this time.
Strung out for now, but that draft is going to kick in, and it's going to tighten these drivers up. And we'll probably start having good 2 to 3 wide racing not too long. Probably about 2 or 3 laps from now.
Have to see what happens. See the 99, first one to jump up to the high side, 23 trying to go with them. The 90, he's 20 laps down, I think, almost, so he won't be a factor, but could at least help push people in the draft.
I don't think that was on purpose. You have to get a good entry, especially with the draft that you're getting with how spread out the cars are. If you don't take that entry good enough, you're going to slide up into that middle of the top lane. It looks like 90 car just did that. So far, still single file up front.
And we're closing in on just 30 laps to go. So they will have to pit one more time before this thing's said and done. And Ryan Ducett pulls over. Nick Ducett, your new race leader.
Wondering if he's thinking it's going to get crazy here in a couple laps. Might as well drop back and watch the excitement from the back.
Maybe. Or he's thinking, we'll see what happens. I'll start out in the back and kind of try and drive through the field, see if I can do it, see what I can do and what I can't do. And he may need that later on a restart or something. So I don't know.
So far, it's the top 10 in this pack. I'll provide a lap car, and then the rest is single file. But action is starting to pick up.
Which is what we expect. Here comes the 18. Kyle Hendricks looking for the lead.
Gave a good shove to the 23 car, which made him shove up to the high end. Allowed that inside lane to be available for Hendricks to take. Doesn't look like he's going to lead this lap. As a 6 car
might get the next one.
Pretty good push.
See what that 3 can do down on the inside line.
Three cars there to give him a nice shove down this backstretch. '23 got a little loose there, had to save it.
It's going to put the 18 almost clear.
Still got that momentum from the high lane. And 23 is going to lead this lap as well, as the 18 is sideways on the throttle. That's going to make him lose a couple positions from the high side.
Yeah. Not what he wanted.
Looking back, the 90 car
yep.
hit the wall. He's a lap down. But we got a lot more cars starting to come into this pack.
Yeah, how about the guys that just got lapped? The 21, the 24, they're up here in this lead pack. The 15, the 7. The 91 hanging around here. He's back in this.
I'm going to be watching the 35 car, the Tabasco sauce car. He's the one that's been able to make moves, been able to come from the back to the front. I expect him to start making it 3 wide and try to get around most of these cars.
Here comes the 99. Blake Neer looking for the lead, trying to get by Rowden.
We got a couple cars up front starting to push. Cars are starting to get tight off of entry and exit.
And that got sketchy up there for the lead between the 99 and the 23. Here comes the 18 back on the inside. The Ford looking up the middle. Can't quite do it. Here comes the 18 back on the low side.
Got some tandeming going on into the entrance. See who's able to keep it down. See, on exit, that bottom lane's going to be losing the momentum just because of they have to crank the wheel just slightly more to be able to keep the car down in that lane, which causes them to lose more tires, use more tires, and lose their speed.
29 laps to go.
Good shove from the 6 car there.
See that 35 down on the inside, starting to creep back up to the front.
We're in that tire cycle. Ooh, as the 18 got really loose there. We're in that tire cycle where the middle to high lane is going to be the fastest way around this track just because of momentum. You're using less tires, and that lower end you're using more tires, which means those tires are going to get warmer and warmer, which means you're going to get more and more sideways. As the 6 car puts it 3 wide on the X-side car, getting followed by the 23.
Witt gonna make it work, and Rowden gonna try and do it as well. Here comes the 4, the 36. They're all trying to shuffle that 99 out of line.
99 is going to fall back in line in about 6th place.
Closing in on the point where if they pit, they can make it to the end. Really, we're halfway through the run, just about.
Got a line of about 4 lap cars they're going to be catching here in a lap or 2.
I'm sure some of these guys, just to make life easy, would want a caution right now. It would set up about 3 more wrecks, I would think, but at least that would kind of sort of get rid of the fuel strategy. We do have 1 green white checkered if we need it. Hopefully we don't. Here comes the 23 looking up the middle, can't do it.
Causing an accordion effect on the top lane. Going to cause some of those drivers to drop back a bit.
Saw the 42 come onto pit road. Sounds like something happened to that race car. Not sure what. Back to the leaders. And the lapper's going to go to the high side here again. The 94, the 8, the 96 in this group.
6 car kind of used the draft off of the lappers to be able to get that lead position.
And looks like everybody's going to get by without incident. 25 laps to go.
Still got a long time to go. Still got about 50 corners to be able to make some moves here.
Matt Babel has parked the car. He's done for the night. Babel in the 88 Dale Jarrett lookalike. Oh, man. Here comes near to the inside.
All by himself. Let's see if he can get a push from the 18 of Hendricks. Looks like Hendricks is going to leave him by himself. He's going to go to the high side. See what this 4 car wants to do, whether it wants to try to split him. As a 6 car got a really good shove into the entry of 4. That caused him to push way up the track. Thankfully, he's able to still keep that position up front. As a 99 is back in the 3rd place.
'23 looking again, can't do it. Top 6 single file. It's Tyler Head leading the inside line.
Looks like these drivers have figured out that the middle lane is the way to go. So we're going to be able to keep up the most momentum without using too much tires, which means you're not using up as much momentum, be able to make the turns.
Something I'm impressed with so far, we haven't seen a blowover yet. Of course, that's because all the accidents have started in turn 3 and ended in turn 4. Tough to blow over there. But it's impressive for doing almost 100 laps here. Here comes Neer once again, looking for the lead. Got Hendricks and Ducett with him.
Hendricks is starting to make it 3 wide, but we got a lapper on the inside. We're going to see what.
And he's staying low. This ought to be good. The lapper says he's staying low. Going to be used as a pick. The 3's going to have nowhere to go. They're all shuffling, trying to get by. At least he held his line. By the way, to go back to wide, the 77 went to the back of the field. I think it was to save fuel. Keep in mind, he was leading the pack and said, oh, heck with it. I'll go to the back and draft and save a little bit of fuel while I'm here.
Wonder how close they are on fuel, whether if they make a pit stop, if that's going to allow them to last until the finish.
Well, we're at 20 to go here, and they've made it 20 laps. We're coming to 20 to go here, and there'll be 20, 21 laps through their run. So from here on out, they can pit and make it. Here comes the 99 for the lead.
Action's starting to pick up. We got about 15 cars under a blanket here in this lead pack. They're 2 by 2 by 2.
And differing strategy could chop this pack up, so you may not come together like this after this green flag pit stop. So you got to be aggressive here, really, so you don't lose too much time and fall out of the pack.
99 got a good shove into the entry. Was able to keep it gripped up.
Doesn't look like anybody's going to try and short pit here. Josh Burnett in the 42 car, parked it, done for the night.
Here comes a 6 car on the high side as the 99 decided to drop down to the bottom lane. 6 cars getting pushed by Justin Roden. See if he drops down. It looks like he is. It's going to leave the high side for the 23 car.
How about Mellinson there on the outside, that 21, 3rd place car? Haven't talked about it much at all tonight.
Same thing with the 43 car. He's up here. We haven't really seen him up here all day. Same thing with the 7 car, Connor Horn.
That 6 starting to block a little bit more. Keep that 23 in his mirror rather than on his outside or inside. He's going to have to try and block both spots here, both lanes. Can't block them both, and here comes the 99 as the 13 goes a lap down here.
Six car got a shove, which is shoving him up the track. Able to keep it
23
straight.
thought about. Here comes the 35. He's coming to pit road. Here comes the 23. Dives to the inside, barely clear, sliding on the inside, and he's going to try and make it work and go for the lead.
Cause the rest of the inside to have to check up in the worst place of the trial, and they got real sideways, but they were able to keep it together.
Sounds like Hendricks is coming in this time by. I think I heard that right. Same with our race leader. The 6 is coming in this time. Last green flag stop of the day. Hopefully our last stop overall. '81 coming in this time. Here we go.
Looks like we got the 99.
Oh, the 99 and the 6 are going to wait. And the 97 hits the inside wall. The 23's in the grass.
23 hit the cone. I think he's going to be getting a penalty.
Chaos on this pit stop. And I think we're going to see most of everybody else come on the pit road this time. Saw that coming. Here we go. Looks like the 7 and the 50. Well, looks like the 7 might stay out here. And he will. Same with the 24. Oh, man.
21 almost.
Here comes the 3 again. Flying.
Oof.
Woo.
That's not a penalty. I don't know what it is for speeding. He was flying into there.
And the 23 still in his pit box serving that penalty. Which is an eternity.
That's tough to see. He was running up front for most of the day.
Connor Horn now leads with 15 laps to go.
He thought about pitting there, but decided better.
Well,
it's going to cause.
They were going to until McKissick came over the radio and said, "Let's do one more. Let's do one more." Last minute.
So now McKissick is leading with that beautiful 24 car, the DuPont Chevrolet.
Jeff Jordan. Now they're going to come in this time.
Thankfully, haven't seen him go upside down yet today.
Yep. And the 20, or the 4 rather, should cycle around to be your race leader. He's coming off turn 4 right now, and he's got half a second lead over Brandon Howe, Mauricio, Ducett, and everybody else. So he comes out in front of everybody. I don't think he took as much fuel as everybody, only on pit road for 8 seconds. Same with Mauricio, Howe on for 7, Ducett on for 7, both Ducetts. Actually, just Ryan Ducett, Solis Jr. for 8 seconds. So more strategy here. Some being on for the full 13, others not taking as much fuel.
Just got to hope that there's not a caution that causes a green-white checkered for the end of the race.
Or you're going to need to come in again, yeah. And here comes Tyler Head through turns 1 and 2. Closing in on Horn and McKissick. You know what? They're going to cycle out in front for the time being. They got to get up to speed, but McKissick and Horn wind up in front of everybody else.
Yeah, but they're kind of off speed. They're about 10 miles an hour off pace, but it's really going to help them with being able to keep up with the front.
Yeah. I'm impressed they were able to stay with them. I didn't think they would.
It's like
and there's another pack. McClintock and Witt, they're 2.5 seconds behind these guys. In a pack with Christian Budd, Turpiano, I lie, they're only 2 seconds back in closing. Turpiano, Neer, Melanson, Snipes, Monsive, Hendricks, they're all trying to work together and catch these guys so they can put on a show.
Yep, and the 23 of Justin Roden, he's with the front pack, but unfortunately he's a lap down in P24 due to the serving of the penalty.
Yep. Same with that 50 of Justin Malillo. He's a lap down. This lead pack looks a little more organized than the second pack. But that second pack still trying to reel in the gap, and it's working so far.
10 laps to go.
11.
Close enough.
I know, or in math. But now we're starting to get double wide up here at the front. And that second is closing in about a second back. This is going to be some finish. Mauricio leading the inside line.
Yeah, and that 4 car is getting a nice push from Brendan Howe. The 91. Where'd he come from? I know he was a lap down not too long ago, but he's up here.
He cycled with those pit stops. He was able to cycle up towards the front, was at the back of the pack on that last stint, and then was able to cycle up inside the top 3 with this latest pit stop. Witt and McClintock have caught the pack. The rest of the pack, half a second back. Here we go. Here comes Mauricio on the inside. I don't think he's led it all today. He's just short of leading at that line. We'll see what he can do this time around.
High sides,
and don't forget, since it's
the bottom line.
Since it's Talladega, we're, I think, legally contracted to say that you have to remember the start-finish line here at Talladega, closer towards turn 1, not in the center of the tri-oval like it is at Daytona. Just in case you couldn't figure it out for the last 100 so laps. Mauricio hanging tough on the bottom.
Great racing here. Inside still not... The inside needs to tighten up. We got a lot of cars on the high side, which is going to cause them to be able to use that draft a little bit better. 24.
Man, where's that third line?
Almost spun it.
He hangs on. Oh, they're still stacking up. Connor Horn. Oh, trouble. There we go. 2 cars around. 3. Monsive around. Snipes. Caution.
It all started with that stack up with a 24 getting the push from the 7 car, which kind of got him wiggled. And then the 7 car pushed up high in turn 3 and 4, which caused the cars behind him to slow down. And then they just spun it. So here it is.
Here's the replay.
Just too much of a shove from the 7 car there. 24 gets loose, gets the apron, comes back up. Now the 7 car is going to have to shove up to get out of the way. Slows up the 6. 23 checks up. 21.
They get 4 wide.
There's the 36 getting into the 21, and then there they go.
They couldn't save it. Montsevier just didn't lift, went to the bottom, no room. The 18 gets a little bit of damage. Malillo, the lap car, slides through the grass and I think misses it. Have to check the right front of that 18 to see if there's any damage on that. Other than that, not that bad, all things considered. 36 slapped the wall a decent bit, though.
On board with a 35.
I mean, he just doesn't check up. He keeps his foot in it, goes to the bottom, thinks he's all good, and nowhere to go.
And then almost gets hit here by 36.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some takers in pit road.
Not everybody, though. Looks like Ryan Ducett comes in. Montsevier, clearly. Blake Reynolds is on pit road.
No.
Who is still on the lead lap. He has a shot now. Higgins, Stein's in. Turpiano.
Montsevier took his fast repair. I believe he's taken 4 tires as well.
And we're going to have a restart inside 10 laps to go. I think with about 4 or 5 to go. So you get 1 lap to get up to speed and then 3 laps to wad them up and go to overtime.
Yeah, and on lap 3 is around that time where, because of these single file starts, they all get spread out. And then with the draft, they just get closer and closer. Lap 3 is around the time they start accordioning and start going 3 and 2 wide. So I think this final lap that we're going to have, if they stay green, it's going to be a wild one.
I think the lights will go out this time by, which means we'll have 4 to go on the restart.
So the top 10, Jacob, who do you believe is going to survive? Who's going to be the one that takes the checkered?
Who survives? I don't know if there's anybody. Whoever's in front of the wreck's going to survive, clearly. I don't know if anybody behind the wreck is going to survive, just because at this point in the race, you're more focused on getting towards the front, that if they're slowing down in front of you, you are not going to lift. You're going to try and find a spot where there's not a car so you can fly right through, get by them, and get those spots. And especially if you have your fast repair, you're definitely not lifting. If you've used it, you're probably going to be a little more cautious, but we're only going to have 2 more restarts to the rest of this race at the most. If they wreck here, we go into overtime and have a green-white checker. That's it. There's no more after that green-white checker. So you don't have a lot of opportunities to try and win this race.
Yeah, and because of how these starts are going to go, I'm looking more behind the top 5. I'm looking at Brandon McKissick. I'm looking at Kyle Hendricks. Those are the 2 guys that I think will be making their ways through the front. I'm also interested to see how the 35 car does. He was in that last accident, but he's got a fresh car. He's got fresh tires. Let's see how much of a difference there is between the old tires and the fresh tires. See if he's able to make his way up front with 4 laps.
Justin Rowden, remember him? He got the wave around. He's back on the lead lap. He's going to have to start behind everybody, but he's still got a chance. Just saying.
Yeah, he's a fast car. Because of that penalty that put him in the back. Now he's up there. Around the 20th position-ish. But we'll see how it goes. We are in turn 3 1 lap remaining on this pace lap. That beautiful new pace car.
It's saying about the amount of lap times that I would have expected, or the amount of laps as a whole. You know, this is only, I think, our 5th caution on the night, so not too bad, all things considered. Here we go. Yeah, 5th caution. 57 lead changes. Even with all this chaos, we still had a lot of different folks up at the front. Tyler Head is going to lead us back around for the green flag. We'll have 4 laps to go. If we get another caution, we will go to overtime, but we only have 1 attempt at a green and white checker. Gabe Mauricio, then Brandon Howe, Nick Ducett, Jose Solis Jr., your top 5. Who's going to get it done to win the Alabama 500? Green flag, here we go. Ducett was
start playing games.
Correct before they even get to turn 1. Look at this. Wow. And that killed Jose Solis Jr. He's going to fall way back.
But looking up front, we got the 99. He's by himself. He's got the Tide car trying to make a move. He blocked him.
Oh, boy.
Now, X side is up high. 3 wide.
And where does the 3 go? He's got a giant run. Who does he help? They make contact. Oh, hang on. And they do. Oh, man. Trying to use every inch of this racetrack. These cars are on edge. Coming to 3 laps to go.
That helped Tyler Head, but now they're back organized up at the top 2 lines, and they're going to pass him.
Mauricio leads the lap. He's clear down low, and he's going to take it. The 99, trying to put a little bit of a pinch on the 3. Not going to work. The 99 is the 7 to help him. Trouble in the back of the pack. Tarabuck and Carwile. And we're going to overtime because they can't keep it clean, battling for 20th.
Green, white.
4 wide on the apron for 20th. Guys. I mean, come on. I mean, look at that. For 20th. Where are you going? I get you're impatient. You want to get to the front, but that's not how you do it. 23 goes to the flat. The 2 holds his line. They're 4 wide. The 2 comes up, puts the 30 up the hill into the 77. Spatial awareness. Got to have it to run at the plate tracks.
Yeah, I don't really know what the 2 car was doing there. It looked like he might have gotten scared because he saw the 23 on the apron, but, I mean, he was going to be behind him either way. I don't think the 2 car had to make that move, and that's what caused it.
So we're going to overtime. Mauricio, your race leader. The 2 car, Connor Babel, he's left the session with that incident. 1 and only attempt at a green-white checkered. And with the rules here, if you make a pass under the yellow line, the car in front or the car on the outside has to let you up. So he just moved up too early, I guess. I don't know, because the 23 didn't even start coming back up towards the racetrack yet, and he was turning dead right. So this is our only attempt at a green-white checker. And Gabe Mauricio is going to have a lot of blocking to do to try and hang on in this one.
Going to be a sit and duck. Going to have to make sure that on the restart, get those tires locked in. Make sure you don't spin them. Keep your position.
Still, a very fun day all day long.
Yeah, we've had great racing all the way through. Had a couple yellows that probably shouldn't have been yellows, but all in all, we have been having a lot of 2 to 3 wide racing up front. Couple green flag pit stops. That's all you can hope for a race.
We were able to have long green flag runs, which is better than what we can say about Bristol Dirt. So, what's coming up on STN? Well, we don't have a graphic for it, but I can kind of piece it together. FTF Saturday Night Shootout acceptance on Sunday or on Friday. That is at Daytona with the Xfinity cars to set the playoff grid for Talladega in 2 weeks. Road to Pro 2 weeks at Talladega. I don't think FTF Grand National Series is doing anything. I think that's all I got. If I'm missing something, Zach will let me know. But I think that's pretty much everything.
Road to Pro
that we covered.
Sounds like it's going to be an entertaining one.
Oh, I can't wait. after Richmond last week or a couple days ago, Talladega in a couple weeks, that's going to be good stuff. I can't wait. FTF Grand National Series is at South Boston. Hope you've got your iPacing shirts ready. And then Road to Pro at Talladega, which I am so excited for. That's a week from this upcoming Thursday, the 23rd, here on STN. Good stuff.
Coming up to 1 lap to go before green. And again, just to mention, we got great paint schemes on all these cars. Good job of these drivers being able to run all these retro schemes that we have for today.
Some of them have a little bit of damage. They've been used a little bit more than others here in this race.
We're going to have to see if we're going to need some Tide to clean our pants after this race.
Mauricio might, depending on how this race pans out. So after, oh goodness, we have a lot of Talladega coming up. So starting the 22nd, Road to Pro. Then the next night, FTF Saturday Night Shootout, except it's on Friday. Season finale at Talladega. The next night, FTF Grand National Series, Talladega. Then on Monday, Four Corners Racing League at Talladega. So if you wonder where I'm going to be at, well, actually that weekend, now that I think about it, I can't make Friday, Saturday if you would need me anyway. But I'm at least going to be watching those races because I love Talladega.
Who doesn't? All right, here we come. Exit of 4. Pace car is going to be coming in. It's going to be a green-white checkered to determine the winner, the Alabama 500.
Here we go. Going to be single file. It's Mauricio, Head, Ducett, Near, Witt, your top 5. Then Howe, Horn, Hendrick, Solis, Jr., McKissick. Could it be somebody 11th on back that we haven't talked about since lap 5 that could win this race? It's possible. No more restarts from here to the end. This is all we get. Green flag. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to stack them up as much on the inside like they did that last time into turn 1.
Great restart for the leader. Single wide all the way back.
They're going to fan out once they hit the backstretch, though. You can see they're ready to make the moves. Here we go. Here comes Witt. He pulls to the outside. He's going to fall back. Here comes the 4. Tyler Head helping using the apron. You can use that. It's legal. Crashing. Big crash behind Tyler Head. No caution. The 99 just got cartwheeled up into the sky, but it's going to be between Tyler Head and Blade Witt to win this race. Off of turn 4, coming to the white flag.
We still got a lot of cars.
Connor Horn and Connor Horn and Jose Salas Jr.
We got the 7, we got the 97, we got the 24, we got the 18. They all can come back and get into here as they're side by side. For
last lap, here comes Witt to the top for the lead, and here comes the rest of the pack. They're going to be 6 wide down the back stretch here. Here comes the 97 on the flat, the 7 to the high side, the 24 at the middle. They're all going to wreck. Everybody. Blow over. Who's going to make it through? It's going to be Witt. In the wall, the 24 got spun at the last second, and Blade Witt is going to stumble across into a possible race win. We'll see if Higgins can do anything. He's at full speed. Here comes Tristan Hagenstein. He doesn't have enough time. Blade Witt, the car beat to hell and back, is going to survive, and Blade Witt's going to win the Alabama 500 at Talladega. Holy cow.
That was a finish. Was definitely a finish.
Oh, my. If you would have shown me that and told me it's Moon Car, I would have believed you. That had Moon Car all over it. Whole field flying apart last lap. Oh, my.
Good God almighty.
Blade Witt survives. Pick up the phone and call somebody. I think we're going to need an ambulance for the rest of the pack because that was huge. I saw Blake Neer. I think he got into orbit. That's how high he went in turn 3.
Here's a replay.
Oh, he got hit by the Kenny Wallace car and got space forced.
So starting up, it was pretty clean. They're all single file. But then once people started get that draft.
Yeah, then they all branch out here. And this is when it hits the fan.
Yep, 4 car gets to be able to pass on the apron. 3 car passes him.
99 got turned by the 6. That was the first contact that caused that. And then everybody just piled it on in there. You see the 99 coming back to land, the 10 up in the air, 36 catching air, the 75 up on his roof, the 10 back on his roof, tumbling down in the apron at turn number 3.
Pushing it.
But the 99 is going to get sent right here by the 6. Just a bad bump gets him sideways, and it turns him down into the 3, up into the 10. And Tyler Head at this point has this race won. There you see the new pilot in the 99 of Blake Neal. Blake Neer, I can't read. 96 makes it through, and now here we go. So we got to go all the way back around. This is just coming to the white flag. And the 6 has a big run. Going to pull to the outside. Get a little side draft off him getting into the corner. But now that these guys are side by side, that's going to allow everybody else behind him to catch up by corner exit. See, here comes the 97, the 24.
They were good.
And then they just fan out.
They were a good 5 miles an hour faster than the first 2 cars. And then the 7 just caused them all to spin. There's their first blowover.
Yeah.
From the 97.
Yeah, the 7 kind of stuck it in a hole that wasn't really there. And they piled it. Oh, who is that just clobbered Jeff Gordon's car? Was that the 23 that went in and clobbered him? Wild ride for the 97. Watch the 24. Comes back down the racetrack after getting hit by the 43. And oh, man, oh, man. All right, let's run through this. Let's run through the results here. Blake Witt survives and wins. Tristan Hagenstein second. Parker Alexander. What? Parker Alexander finishes third. Where did he come from? Brandon Cruz Monsivais fourth. Kyle Hendricks fifth. Nick Tarabuch sixth. Tyler Head seventh. Connor Horton seventh. Jose Solis Jr. eighth. Brandon McKissick. Yeah. I can't read. Tyler Head 7th, Connor Horn 8th, Jose Solis Jr. 9th, Brandon McKissick 10th, Dylan Roberts 11th, Philip Snipes 12th, William Bosever 13th, Brandon Howe 14th, Jeffrey McClintock 15th, Andy Tripiano 16th, Justin Roden 17th, Ken Huff 18th, Ryan Carwile 19th, Justin Malillo 20th, Tripiano on back 1 lap down. Then Gabriel Mauricio 21st, 2 laps down, didn't get to finish. Nicholas Ducett, 22nd. Blake Neer, 23rd. Christian Budd, 24th. Evan Mellinson, 25th. Blake Reynolds, 26th. Ryan Ducett, 27th. Connor Babel, 28th, 6 laps down. Alex Bates, 29th. Brennan McGee, 30th. Sean Peleg, 31st. Matt Babel, 32nd. Josh Burnett, 33rd. Andrew Ferniarns, 34th. Ryan Nolraki, 35th. Ryan Williams, 36th. Logan Helton, 37th. And Aaron Smith, II, rounds out the field, finishing 38th. And sooner or later here, we'll talk to our top 3 of Witt, Higgins, Stein, and Alexander. I don't know where Parker Alexander came from. I really don't. What?
He avoided the big ones. He was able to get around all the cars that were wrecking. Where did he start?
I mean,
Like
I didn't talk about him. I haven't seen that car since practice. He started 32nd. He was out back all day long, and somehow he comes across and finishes 3rd. Here's the replay here. He misses the first one, blows by Monsivais and by Hendricks. And then this is coming to the white.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that was checkers. We're not sure, but wow.
Incredible.
Only on iRacing. All right, well, we have one person here that's ready to talk to us. Tristan Hagenstein, who survived and was within a second and a half of winning the thing here, Ben.
That's correct, Tristan. How are you doing? How's that second place finish for you?
I really have no idea what just happened. I restarted that 17th and somehow ended up finishing second. That feels like a win to me. I don't know, man, but that was awesome.
You're coming up to the first place car. You're reeling them in, but if you had another straightaway to be able to catch him, I think you would have passed him to win. But tell me for the rest of the race, how do you keep that car clean and be able to at least be in a position where you could try to win the race?
Yeah, well, it wasn't the cleanest of races on my end. Just knowing when to check up for the wreck when it happens is obviously the key. We got taken out in one of the big ones midway through. Used our fast repair there, and the green flag pit stops kind of didn't really help us out a whole lot either with the we just lost so much time on pit road. I don't even know what happened, honestly, but if it wasn't for that late race caution, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So that's pretty cool to see that happen, I guess. Just kind of a pretty quiet race on the later half of the race itself. So just kind of buying my time, and here we are in second.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the P2. Can't wait to see you in the future, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, guys. And I want to just give a quick shout out to Cloud Empire for having my back, and you guys in the booth for always doing a good job.
Thank you.
Tristan Hagenstein, he survives. He finishes second. Now let's talk to race winner, Blade Witt. How in the world did you survive to make it back to the line?
I just, had to keep your foot in it there. It was, I guess, sorry to Connor there. I kind of made a little bit of he was coming really, really big run, and I don't know, it's kind of like if I let him go, then, I have no chance at the win, and he wasn't going to lift, so we just kind of made contact there, and then we made the first contact, and it just kind of turned me into the other guys, and it just kind of caused a big wreck there, and I just kind of tried to keep it straight as I could. And, we made it back, so that was pretty cool.
Now, you were up at the front pretty much from the drop of the green flag, dominating a lot of this race, pretty much being a big part of tonight. So you had a lot of experience up at the front and kind of knew what your car could do and what it couldn't out there.
Oh yeah, and I have to thank Justin Rowden. Me and him, we did a lot of good work there, running the top side, feeling like we kind of controlled a lot of the race there, and it was a lot of fun running up front with everyone.
Before we send you off to victory lane, anybody you want to thank, say hi to?
I just want to thank Clint Boyer Racing, raced with them on the Coke side of things. Also want to thank Lowline Racing, who helps me out on the Coke side of things. And thanks to Brendan McGee for putting on such a great event here with the throwback. I always love running these things.
Well, congratulations on the race win, and you get to celebrate with what's left of your number 6 Valvoline Ford, and best of luck to you on the Coke side and everywhere else. Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Blade Witt, your race winner here at Talladega. And now we get to talk to the lowest step on the podium, Parker Alexander. Ben, my goodness.
Parker Alexander, how was that race? You finished P3. You made
Didn't
it
deserve it, honestly. I totaled back in 20th place the whole race and ended up catching a break there with all the wrecks on the last green-white checker. But yeah, it was a good event. Had fun.
Awesome. I see that you're racing that Hot Wheels number 44 car. Any particular reason? Were you a big Kyle Petty fan, or is it a beautiful scheme that you just wanted to run?
Kyle Petty was pretty cool, and I like the paint scheme, so yeah, I mean, that's really it. It's a nice looking car, and just gonna stay in the character here. That's incredible.
Yes, it was. It was incredible for you to be able to make it up to P3, be able to avoid all the wrecks, and get it back up there. Anybody you want to thank or say hi to on the stream?
I want to thank Brandon Howe and the Winstone Machinists Union. All the boys that were helping me out tonight. We all stayed in the back of the pack, and we were chilling out there for a while, and we all stayed together, worked together. So Dylan Roberts, Brennan for putting this race on, Cruz for paying out the winnings, and everybody that helps put these events on.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us here in the booth, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. And congratulations on the P3 and, again, avoiding all the wrecks and be able to make it up there.
Yeah, thank you.
Whew. My goodness, I'm still out of breath from that finish. There you have it, third place, Parker Alexander. Ben, final thoughts here.
It was a great race overall with a crazy finish, but I think all in all, it was the best 500 kilometers you could probably run at Talladega. And I'll be excited for the rest of the Talladega races here on STN.
Because there's 4 of them coming up in the span of 5 days. It's going to be a fun time. We've got FTF Saturday Night Shootout Acceptance on Fridays at I don't remember already. I think it's at Daytona to set the playoff grid. Yep. And then after that, FTF Grand National Series on Saturday at South Boston, Road to Pro at Talladega, and then a whole bunch more Talladega after that. From all of us here, Zach Johnson, our producer, Ben Easterday, up here with me, I'm Jacob Pitts. Blade Witt survives, wins the Alabama 500K from Talladega. We'll see you next time. Good night.